Hey guys, Jano0, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in. My part of the world, things are going well. This is August is always a rough month because we got the midsummer bills and all the back to school stuff and trips into town with the kids going to football and band, and so we haven't been around a whole lot. A lot of running around and stuff like that, but what are you gonna do? It's summertime, huh? Holy crap, that's good coffee. All right, I get the same question in a different form an awful lot, whether it's been in a comment or in private messages and so on. And I thought we would kind of just talk about that for a little bit. And the question is basically, what do I feel the most important skill is when you're going to be, trying to homestead, or if you're prepping or something like that? Because in my opinion, homesteading is a form of preparedness. It's a form of prepping. We like to be prepared. Us out here where I live on the Creek Road, all of us are, I guess, would be considered the preppers, but we're preparing for not necessarily any kind of the and I really don't like the whole SHTF. I prefer LCE, which is a life-changing event, and that can come in many forms: sickness, illnesses, which is what happened to our family when my wife got sick. Somebody loses a job, bad storms come through, stuff like that. That is what us out here on the creek. That's what we prepare for. Winter, and we prepare for the early summer storm season. That's what we're always gearing for. And winter being the main thing that we get ready for. So when somebody asks me what do I think is the most important skill, that's kind of a really hard question to answer, because there's so many different skills and everybody's better at one thing than they are at another thing. For instance, I can build things, but I'm not a great builder. I can build a shed or a barn that won't fall in on us, but it's not going to be a big, beautiful work of art. So I know a lot about a lot of different skill sets, and they're all important. All of them are important, because there's not really one set of skills that's going to make anything run more smoothly or better than another set. Like I said, everybody's going to have their individual talents. So I don't think that there is one skill set that is most important. I do think that there are some that are overlooked as far as the value of that skill set goes. And that's what I'm going to talk about. The ones that I think are overlooked quite a bit as far as living this lifestyle and living a preparedness lifestyle, and trying to prepare for any kind of situation where you find yourself on your own. And out here in the country, we're always on our own, because usually when something happens, big storms come through, most of the need is going to be in the towns and the cities. That's where where there's going to be most of the folks who are going to be needing help. So that's where any kind of relief is going to be concentrated at, is the towns and the cities, and that's out here in the country. They're going to take care of a couple of thousand people that need help, or they're going to talk about 15 out here on the Creek Road. So it's just how it is, and I'm okay with that. We're all okay with that, or we wouldn't live out here. But I think some of the skills that are overlooked as far as homesteading and living this kind of lifestyle is, one, cooking is an extremely important skill set, because we all try to grow and raise our own food. And we try to procure it, in different ways. Meaning, we either hunt out of the hills, we look for wild edibles, we forage for wild edibles, we hunt, we fish, we run trap lines, we grow animals, we garden, we harvest fruit from fruit trees and nuts from nut trees, all that kind of stuff. So we try to, like I said, procure our own food source. And it's important to, once you have procured food, to know what to do with all those raw ingredients in order to either preserve them to where they can make them last through the wintertime, which in my opinion is a form of cooking, whether you're going to can it or dry it or pickle it or whatever you're going to do with this food in order to preserve it. And then you need to know what to do with all those raw ingredients to prepare them to make a meal out of them to feed your family. And that's extremely important because, especially nowadays, a lot of folks rely. Mabel, hey, move! You're knocking the camera over. What are you? Come on! They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. So a lot of folks nowadays are really dependent on buying not so much ingredients, but pre-made stuff to where they just pretty much warm it up and heat it up and eat it, or they're buying stuff from the restaurants. So she lays right back down and bumps it again. They're buying, fast food and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of us don't do that though, because I can't afford to take all my kids to a restaurant, and I can't afford to buy pre-made food a whole lot because it's a lot more expensive to buy ready-made stuff than it is to buy ingredients and make it yourself. So that's one of the best things that I've learned how to do is to learn how to cook. Taking raw ingredients and turning them into something good that my kids are going to enjoy, my family's going to enjoy. And oftentimes it is more healthy and more beneficial, and it even tastes better, in my opinion, than buying pre-made stuff or fast food, something that's mass-produced. So cooking, I think, is often an overlooked skill, whether it be for preserving or preparing any kind of food that you have gotten or raised or hunted or something like that. And another thing that I think is overlooked as far as the homesteading and preparedness community goes is fishing. Not a lot of people talk about fishing the rivers, but like our Ohio River, usually it doesn't freeze up unless it's a really bad winter. It's not going to freeze all the way over, and that river provides my family with a lot of stuff, man. Not just food, but we have skins, gar skins and catfish skins and stuff like that I skin when I skin a fish. We dry it, and you guys have seen me do all that on videos before, and then I will trade those or sell them to people who want to make knives or other kind of crafts and stuff like that. So, and my phone going off there. So yeah, somebody gave me something about my Bluetooth. This little thing here is easier for me to hear with this thing in because I have a hard time hearing just a regular phone, and I like it right in my ear, but I feel like Robo-Dude when I got it in my ear. But anywho, fishing, in my opinion, is a very important skill, and it is a skill. You have to learn where to locate fish at different times of the year. Like right now in the summertime, man, fishing is really hard. The water's warm, and the fish aren't biting real well, and you got to just kind of take what the river will give you. The other morning when I was out fishing, the only thing the river gave me was a gar. And I brought it home and put it to some use. We was hungry for some fish, and so we had gar, and I've got the nice gar skin that I'll trade to probably Ricky Wallace, the knife maker. And and it provides a lot. Not like I say, the fish, and we can set traps for beavers on the river. A lot of times we get free firewood because that driftwood is all up and down the bank. If you got your truck there close, and we're putting the boat in, or we're just down there fishing on the bank, why not take a few of them logs, toss them in the back of the truck, and bring them home? It's right there. It's already dried. The driftwood, once it hits the bank and dries out, it's great firewood. So, and there's a lot of stuff that the river provides, and it's the same thing with whether they're lakes or creeks or rivers. They can provide a lot of stuff for you if you just go there and get it. Same thing with the hills and stuff, and it's all there. And I know a lot of folks concentrate on, trying to find, wild edibles, and that's the stuff that they're learning, and that's great. I mean, wild edibles are a great thing to know about. But also understand that if there's a body of water near you, it can also provide a lot for you as well. And the thing that is just almost a thing of the past nowadays is traps. A lot of people really frown on trapping because they think it's cruel to the animals as far as trapping them goes. I don't personally believe that because of how the traps are made. It's uncomfortable, but it's not, I haven't had any broken legs or broken feet. If there's an animal that I catch that I don't want to keep, I don't usually have any trouble with turning them loose. So, come on, Mabel, stop it. And so, I mean, it's just how the traps are made. Most of the traps are designed to catch the pad of the foot, the pad on the paw. That's what they catch, and there's not really that much pressure where they're going to break legs and break a lot of bones. And that's my experiences. I'm not a trapeologist. I'm just a dude, and I run traps in the wintertime, and I run traps around my home place when it's necessary, like I did a little bit ago in the video. But it's necessary to know what to look for, how to set the trap, where to set the trap, how to operate the trap and maintain the traps, and that's kind of a skill that's being lost to time nowadays because not a lot of folks will do it. They'd rather have other solutions. But to me, when I'm having predator control issues, traps are the way to go, and that's what I do. And I have caught, since that video we put out, I think we've caught 3 coons and a possum out of them 3 traps that we set down along the creek. So that's, and they all were headed for the little chicken coop and a pheasant run area. So that's potentially saved some of my birds, and it's, you know, it's provided for us. Just them 3 traps. So, and I'll keep them out there until I stop seeing sign. And then once I've got them thinned out and there's no longer any issues with anything trying to get up there and get our birds, then I'll snap them traps and bring them back up, and then hopefully I won't meet them again until trapping season. So, but there's so many different skills when it comes to the lifestyle. You know, whether, you know, it's hunting or trapping or building or mechanic, or just, there's so many different things that you are going to need to learn. You don't have to be an expert at them. You don't have to be anything other than me, just a regular old dude who knows just a little bit about this, a little bit about that, enough to get by and enough to get things done. And so when somebody asks what is the most important skill, I don't know that there is a correct answer for that, in my opinion, because there's just so many different skill sets that are necessary. You know, gardening and just taking care of critters, it just involves so much to take it. You know, but at the same time, don't let it overwhelm you by the amount that you have to learn, because it does come to you. You know, the first year you grow a garden, it may be a miserable failure like mine was. But then you learn. You see what happens. You see what the plants do. You learn. And then next year it gets a little bit better. And then a little bit better, a little bit better. And that's how, for me anyway, like I said, this is just me and my opinions. This is how I have managed to keep our place up and going, and be productive and provide for us. By learning one step at a time, different skill sets, and a lot of trial and error, and a lot of falling down the hill. So there you have it. I hope that helps. You know, I hope that helps. It's really is a vague question, but I hope what I said has made sense as far as some of the things that are often overlooked as a necessary skill set. And those are just a couple of things. There's, like I said, there's tons and tons and tons of skill sets, and there's tons and tons of good videos out there that will help, you know, share ideas. And oftentimes, even in the comment section, there's going to be folks sharing ideas, and I really appreciate that. You guys chatting amongst each other and sharing ideas and helping each other out. That's, to me, that's what community is all about, is trying to stand, you know, united and help each other out as a united community. But I'm rambling now. So, all right, guys, don't forget, big sale on the website going through the 15th. J-Day is the coupon code. You can only use the code once. That's all I can let you know. I can't have people going back 3 or 4 times to the website and trying to get the discount on every individual item. We can only, the code will only work for you once, and that's just how it is. It's just how it has to be. So it's a 20% discount. J-Day is the coupon code that you can use at checkout. So visit the website. We got new stuff. We got tank tops now, which are really cool and really comfortable. I'm wearing one right now, as a matter of fact, on my tank tops. I'd love to be able to show it to you, but I wear overalls and outer shirts all the time, so it's hard for me to show the tank tops. But lots of new designs, lots of new styles, and we're always adding new stuff to it. So, and here soon, here within the next, I would say within the next couple of weeks, I will have another trapper's hat completed, and we'll be auctioning that off on the website as well. So keep checking back. And thank you very much for you guys who have visited the website. Thank you for your business. I really appreciate it. It is truly helping out this month, because this month is always rough for us. So we really, truly appreciate it. I guess that's it for now. I am going to go start doing some early cleaning. It's a decent day today, so we're going to go get into the barn and do some cleaning. And yeah, that's it for now. So you guys have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much for watching. God bless. The end.
Buzz, the end.